started with resolution number 1 from Health and Human Services. Authorization for the Department of Human Services to fill a vacant senior position due to a retirement and backfill any vacancies created by filling the position.
I'll move it.
I'll
Second.
it.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 2, authorization to contract with the Bondeo Group not to exceed $6,000 for 2022 financial counseling.
Move it, Morel.
I'll second it,
Second.
Simmons.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 3, authorization for the Department of Human Services to re-enter into contract with locum tenens firm Jackson Coker for the purpose of recruiting and ultimately hiring new psychiatrists and/or nurse practitioners as needed.
Move it, Simmons.
Second, Hoatling.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 4, to contract with the Columbia County Healthcare Consortium to provide services under New York Connects program.
Move it, Hoatling.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 5, fill the position of Aging Services Program Manager due to a resignation.
I'll move it, Morel.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Number 6, authorization to contract with Kids Care, a physical therapy provider for early intervention services. This is at $60 per hour.
Move it, Hoatling.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 7, create and fill one part-time position of law intern at a salary of $20 per hour.
I'll move it, Morel.
Second, Simmons.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Carried. Number 8, to abolish the currently vacant new paralegal position and create and fill one full-time DA's court liaison position at a salary of $43,871, $51,613 less to $15, $10, and $5.
I'll move it.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 9, authorization to fill a vacant budgeted full-time lieutenant position.
Move it, Hoatling.
Second, Simmons.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 10, authorization to renew software maintenance agreement with Automon LLC in the amount of $8,752.69 for Caseload Explorer software technical support services and licensing. The term of this agreement is 7/12/2023. This is a budgeted expense.
Morel,
Move it.
move it, Morel.
Opposed? Carried. Number 11, public authorize the chairman of the Board of Supervisors to consent to a 1-year extension of the second upstate quality improvement and caseload reduction grant that is due to end June 30th, 2022. It needs to be extended for a 1-year date due to funds still available.
Move it, Hoatling.
Simmons. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 12, authorization to appoint a member to the Environmental Management Council.
I'll
Move
move it.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 13, resolution authorizing removal of parcel located in the town of Gallatin, shown as an SBL number of 203-1-12 from the active tax roll and placing it in a tax exempt status under the provisions of RPTL Article 11, Section 1138D, 6D.
I'll move it.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 14, authorization to fill one part-time clerk typist.
I'll move it just to note that there's a typo. I think it says due to a designation. I think that's probably resignation.
I'm not sure. Is that a resignation or a designation? Remember that when we
You're right,
talked?
Tricia.
Yeah,
And I
Any-
think there's also a $1,000 cap on that as well, as we discussed in the county government.
Yes.
that's right. Yes.
I'll second it. I think it's
Resignation, I do know the other girl
Yes.
that I resigned.
Okay,
And
we have
Kelly,
motion.
Kelly, do you mind just putting in, if there's a cap, putting the cap in there so that if we look back
Yeah.
later? Okay,
I wrote it in that manually and didn't copy that copy of it that I had, so.
Okay. thanks.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
back to that, historians, there was a cap, but he also said he had extra money too, but,
Yeah, I think we capped it at 1,000.
Yeah,
$1,000.
we did, but he said he's gonna come back with next month.
With
When he
a
has a better
transfer,
idea.
yeah.
Okay. All right, let's see, number 15. Authorization to declare a 2016 Ford F-350 as surplus and send to auction for sale.
move it, Simmons.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 15, looks like A. Authorization for human resources to establish standard work days for certain elected and appointed officials.
I'll move
I'll
it.
move it, Morel.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, number 16, Public Works. Authorization to sell at auction surplus miscellaneous shop equipment, sanders, and obsolete vehicle repair parts.
Move
Move
it,
it.
Holding.
Second, Simmons.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 17, authorization to increase the CHIPS expenditure line, D05E-5112-2000-E2000, and the CHIPS revenue line, I'm not going to read all them, by $1,940,035.89.
I'll move it.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 18, authorization to purchase one 2022 CAM Superline 7-ton, 19-foot split tilt deck equipment trailer from Trailers LLC of Cairo, New York, for a cost including any potential increases not to exceed $12,000. The purchase will be paid for with funds from DM 5E5130 2050 E2000 vehicle equipment line. The balance of my budget to cover this cost is $261,590.
Move it, Simmons.
Second, Holding.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. They didn't have that in stock, Ron. They had to order that?
Right. Very
Okay,
few people bid on that. That was a tough thing to get prices on.
okay. Number 19, authorization to purchase 8 solid waste compactor systems. Model year waste equipped model 645XHD-7-20 for a total bid price of $441,280, which includes installation from Waste Equip 841 Meekum Road, Statsville, North Carolina 28677.
I'll move it, Morel.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 20, authorization to purchase one Eco-Rich ER 1000 food waste digester, auto loader and crusher unit from a total cost of $77,100 from Eco-Rich LLC, 94 East Dewey Avenue, Wharton, New Jersey, 07885.
Move it, Holding.
Second, Simmons.
Yeah,
Motion,
that's 75% reimbursable from DEC too, so.
I seen that. I was just looking at that earlier, yeah. Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 21, resolution is requested authorizing the Columbia County Commissioner of Public Works to publish, dispute, and hold an opening for a request for proposal for engineering architectural services associated with the design and construction of a new 911 center located at the Fire Training Center located on Grandanini Drive within the County Commerce Center.
Move it.
Simmons.
Oh, second.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 22, a resolution is requested authorizing the chairman of the Columbia County Board of Supervisors to execute a supplemental agreement, number 2, to County Professional Services Contract C-273-19, dated 8/1 of 2019, between CPL and Columbia County for additional fees associated with the construction phase services for the West Taconic and Woodward Bridges reconstruction in an amount not to exceed $48,018.
And Jimmy,
I'll move
I
it,
wanted
Morel.
you to know that this original quote came in at a little over $100,000, and Ray kind of beat him up and told him they didn't need a full-time engineer to sit and look at the job, so they lowered it to 48,000.
This is 100% county funded, though, the way it looks, right?
Yes, it is.
that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have a motion. We have a second.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. 3, authorization to award the bid for meat products, bid number 22004 to Ginsberg Foods and Worley's Foods, Inc. for the period of July 1st, 2022 through December 31st, 2022.
Move it, Simmons.
Second.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Is there a reason we only go out for 6 months on that? That seems like it should be an annual bid.
I believe it's because the prices change so frequently.
Fluctuations.
Got it.
No, hold on. Marissa's on. Actually,
So it is something that we're gonna start doing less often because going through the bids, it doesn't fluctuate, I think, enough to do it as frequently. So we're looking to do it twice a year.
Okay.
before it was every other month.
It was
Yeah.
very frequently, yeah. So
Yeah.
this will be the first one that puts it in that first 6 month period, and then we'll do it again following.
Thanks.
Okay. So number 24, authorization to award the bid for canned frozen foods, bid number 22005 to Ginsberg's Foods and Worley's Food, Inc. for the period of July 1st, 2022 through December 31st, 2022.
Move it, Morel.
Second, Hoatling.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
I just wanted to ask one question, since Marissa seemed to be able to answer the last one. Did the vendors ask to extend it, or did we ask to extend it?
So that's something that we looked into. So I will say through COVID, we actually lost one of our very eagerly participated vendors because they couldn't meet the delivery requirements. So I'm hoping kind of in extending our contracts, maybe we can feed some people back into that system. And just, I think getting it a little bit more synced, that also reduces their workload too. So they're not having to constantly submit those bids. That might kind of help us in that process.
Okay, thank you. I like it.
Can I ask one more really generic question?
Yeah.
Where does this food go? Is this for the jail? Is it for Meals on Wheels? Is it for all of it?
All of the above. Yeah. So most frequently we see the jail purchasing from it and OFA, the Philmont Nutrition Center. Those are certainly the most used.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, number 25, authorization to award the bid for ULS diesel fuel, number 2 fuel oil, and ULS kerosene, bid number 22006 to Main Brothers Oil Company, Inc. for the period of July 1st through June 30th, 2023.
Move it, Hoatling.
Second, Kirsten.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 26, authorization to award the bid for unleaded regular, mid-grade and premium gasoline bid number 22007 to Main Brothers Oil Company, Inc. for the period of July 1st through June 30th, 2023.
Move it, Hoatling.
Second, Morel.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 27, authorization to award the bid for liquid propane, bid number 22-008 to Nolan Brothers Gas Company, Inc. for the period of July 1st through June 30th, 2023.
I'll move it.
Second, Simmons.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 28, to enter into a formal contract with Avenue Enterprise Solutions LLC for off-site storage of 320 rolls of microfilm tax rolls with an annual cost of $480, and it is in the 2022 budget.
Move it, Hoatling.
Second, Morel.
second,
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Carried. Number 29, to accept or propose 15 wholesale waiver agreements from New York State workers. Compensation Board for settlement of the claims for Columbia County in the amount of there's no period there. Well, $1,205,737.
Move it, Hoatling.
Second, Morel.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, number 30, authorization to fill the position of accounting and auditing specialist.
Move it, Simmons.
second,
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Carried. Okay, number 31, general resolution request form. Reappointment of the following members to the Columbia Green Workforce Development Board for a free 3-year term starting on July 1st, 2022. Miss Mary Ann Lee from Saturn, Miss Bria Scally from Columbia Memorial Health, Mark Finger Insurance, and Miss Jamie Boudet from COAC.
I'll move it, Morel.
Second,
Second.
Simmons.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 32, authorization to appoint a member to the Workforce Development Board.